Hi, I'm Josh Stevie, and I went to the Dominican Republic in April of 2010.
Hi, I'm Kelly Harrington, and I went to the Dominican Republic in May of 2014.
Talk about your serving experience in the DR.
So, in 2010, when I went, it's very different than it is now. There was a smaller orphanage that we served at that had 3 bunk beds in a bedroom for the kids, and over the bunk beds was nets to help with the bugs because the windows didn't have any actual windows in it. It was just an opening in the building, so bugs could get in, so then they could get bitten by mosquitoes or anything while they were sleeping. So they'd sleep under these nets, and I can still remember it. How there was wallpaper peeling off the walls. There was cracks everywhere. It didn't look like a nice place to live. And it was just eye-opening seeing how... It was eye-opening. Oh my God! It was eye-opening to see that children that were living in such situations were so happy to be around other people. And we were playing baseball in the yard, and it was just, they were the happiest people on earth, but they were living in these terrible situations. It was tough to see, but it was a great experience to go over there and see that.
On my trip, we were able to serve at the orphanage too, but it was a new orphanage. So we got to play with all the kids and share a meal with them. And then mostly on the trip, we served other people by just bringing joy and bringing food or clothes and anything that they would need to the different towns. And they were really, really poor, and at one point the sewer overflowed into the street and we had to walk over it, but everyone was just so happy, as Josh said, and they all know Josh said, and they all know their blessings and stuff, and they don't take things for granted. So we were able to serve them by sharing in that and just bringing joy to people who were sad, and playing with the kids and helping the adults cook or get them what they needed.
What were some of the things you saw while you were there?
Some of the things we saw. So we went to a bunch of different communities throughout the Dominican Republic. So we were there for about a week, and we were in, I think, 4 or 5 different communities. Some better than others, but one that I remember vividly is the street. It was a dirt road, and then on the side were the buildings, and the buildings had a bunch of different type of material to make the building. So there was a door made out of sheet metal, and then down the way there was a door that was made out of a table. So it was just, they were homes put together with pieces of trash basically. And then behind the houses there was a river. It was a very dirty river. It looked like greenish brown water. Then I was like, what is this river here for? And then the guy that was in the van driving us around said that they used that river to... And the guy said that they used that river to wash themselves, which was really hard to hear, seeing it looked like a river full of dirt and trash, and that people would go inside that river to actually bathe themselves, and that was tough to see. But again, here we're driving along the street and everybody's waving and smiling and looking like they're having the time of their life, which, to be honest, if I was in that situation, I don't think I could act the same way. So it was good to see, but at the same time it was tough to see.
Yeah, on my trip as well, we saw so many really, really poor situations, and people's houses falling apart, or people just with nothing, whether it be kids without clothes, or adults without food, and you could see that they were starving, but everyone always was so joyful and so welcoming too, and it was really beautiful to see how every single day they all shared what they had, even though that they didn't have a lot. They still all came and celebrated Mass with us, and they offered food and they offered drinks and stuff, but they had nothing, but they offered everything. So we saw a lot of being thankful and also being really generous, and then just a lot of poor situations.
What were your feelings before and after the trip?
Before and after the trip. Before the trip, I was going in mentally prepared to see things different than they are here. But it is so hard to see that you can't really mentally prepare yourself for it. So going in, you were kind of in like a culture shock, being like, I feel like I'm spoiled because you have so much and you don't even think about it. You're like, oh, I can just go down the street and get food whenever I'm hungry. If it's raining outside, oh, I can just stay inside and be warm. For them, they have a completely different lifestyle. So going in, seeing that, and coming from a very loving community and loving family, going there and seeing that they have a loving family and a loving community, but in the complete drastic opposite situation that I'm in, you like take a step back and look and be like, all right, what can I do with my talents and my success in the States that could help them? And that's one of the reasons why they have this benefit concert, and we're here at the benefit concert tonight to support the less fortunate, if you want to call it, with what we have, our talents. Like people are singing and playing music and baking things, and a boy's down there making bracelets that he made by hand for.
Is this like Alcoholics Anonymous? Like, what is this? Like?
Zach, we're doing an interview for their
On the
project.
video. We just got through 25
Oh
whole
my
minutes.
goodness.
Are you kidding? Now we have to start over.
I thought I was gonna be interviewed on it.
Zach, you're way too late.
You didn't even ask me.
You've been replaced by another Stevie.
The better.
Because we have two different. I went in 2010 and she went in 2014, so the
Alright.
difference.
It's like
Continue, better
diversity.
Stevie.
So from where?
You little?
So I said,
It's a completely different situation. Like,
yeah. So already. So then coming back to the States after, and coming to the benefit concert. I think I said everything. Yeah. So how should I end it? I don't know how. I lost my train of thought.
want me to just start?
Yeah.
Go for it.
What was the question?
Feelings before and after.
Oh, so before the trip, I also felt like, wait, this is so weird.
This is
Everyone
awkward now.
else- I know this is awkward.
It took her so.
Video.
Oh, you recording still?
Before the trip, I also like was mentally preparing myself for poverty and stuff, and like to see that people had it worse than we did. That was weird. I shouldn't. Okay, let's start over. Before I went on the trip, I don't know what
You
to
know
say.
what? We were doing so good.
Yeah, we were doing so good. They don't care. Okay, shh, quiet on the set. Action. Before I went on the trip, I thought like we were just gonna go into this other country and like everyone would be really poor, but like I thought of it more as what we do in America, and like we just like donate stuff and like kind of walk away, or like serve them food and like smile and like say like hi, how are you? But through the trip, I was able to actually like have a relationship with the people and talk to them and get to know them, and not just talk about like their life situation, but talk to them like for who they are and talk to them normally, like normal human beings. And so after the trip, I felt like we're all in the same situation, like we all have the same faith, we all like appreciate like the same things, and like the kids still have fun the same way we do. Like they still play all these different games that we were like, wow, we play that too. And like their situation with money and like not having the best living conditions, or not having food, or not having water, or not having whatever they need, like it was eye-opening that I have like so much, and it wasn't just something I need to like give what I have and like walk away, but it's something that we need to like stay in relationship with and really work together and help them.
Why is it important for Christians to serve?
Loaded question. Why is it important for Christians to serve? Do you want to take this one?
Sure. Okay, so I think it's St. Francis that says, preach the gospel. I'm gonna paraphrase it, but it's like, but use words only when necessary. And so I think like through service we're able to show people why we're Christians, and like we're able to actually like carry out Christian love. And if we just sit around and like talk about doing it, that's great, and like it builds up courage and it builds up like passion for something. But until we actually go out and like serve other people, we aren't doing what God calls us to do. And like we're all one big family throughout the whole world, and like all of us are children of God. So through service we can actually like come together and all be together and help one another. And I think that's like what Christianity is.
And then one thing I remember Mother Teresa saying is, we can do no great things, but small things with great love. So thinking of service in that quote, going over to the Dominican Republic, is we're not doing anything huge. We're not going over there and building a house for them or making them food or anything. We're going there and just hanging out with them, talking to them, playing sports with the kids, or just having them invite us into their house. So we're doing small things on the scale of building things or buying things for them, but they're showing us their great love, and we're showing them our great love just by our presence there with them, which was a great experience. And I would go back in a heartbeat if I could.
Me too.
Alright, so I have this, yeah, I just laughed.
Sebastian, this is
What
in
were you
English.
doing? Before
I had to
this.
record, every now and then I have to record a homily in Portuguese for the radio. Homily is just bad. For sure. Alright.
Do you laugh during it? Because I laughed during every part of this interview. They had to do it 19
5
times.
minutes just to get, serious.
Exactly.
But
yeah.
there's no video.
Oh, that's
So-
good though. So you can like laugh in your face.
Yeah. Okay. Christ is risen. What can I do? Like, why is the sky blue? I don't know.
What do you mean? That's not the same at all.
That's not a good priest answer.
I know. I don't.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not answering it.
Why? So if I
Um,
asked you right now, like, why should I serve? Like, why can't I just sit on my bum and do nothing? Like, I'll just pray to God.
You can. No, I'm just trying to to think their whole argumentation not to say, oh, just because you feel happy and you're happy, but just something
No.
more than that.
How do you preach the gospel?
Hmm. Okay, go ahead. Okay. Hello, my name is Father Stephen Clemens. I'm the parochial vicar at St. Thomas and St. John the Baptist in Pivoti. I was ordained a year ago. I'm originally from Brazil, and I think service is very important not only for Christianity, but for all the world. Because in a way, when God has created us, He told us to love one another. This is what is ingrained in our heart. And in one way of loving is serving, is to live for the other person. I know this not only for myself, my only experience of priesthood, that I'm only happy when I serve the others. When I'm called in the hospital, when I'm meeting with a couple, or even with the youth. And I say this because this is what humans are. We are love. We are created to love, and we are only fulfilled by loving. So every opportunity that we have to serve is an opportunity that we have to love. And every opportunity that we have to love is an opportunity to live for ourselves. The many times that we can just sit on our back and watching watching TV, and also we as human beings, we as social beings, we are created to be with one another, not ever by ourselves. Even though this society nowadays helps us only to live by ourselves, texting, not communicating with people. But again, communicating is also loving, is also serving. That's why, for me, service is my life and is my happiness and my joy. So the command of Jesus Christ that we always do with great love and with great respect.
Thank you.
Goodbye.